Olive! Molly! Come here! This could very well be a complete disaster for us this year. I'll explain a little bit later. Let me get some of the animals going. I'm out here in the orchard, as you can see. You guys playing with the cats? Hey Maggie, how are ya? How are you, Maggie? How you doing, guys? Chad here. Welcome back to the farm. It's a bit brisk today, I must say. Had to put my toque back on. Gonna go get some of the duck eggs here so I can bring it down to Mama Billy the pig. I have a bit of a concern out there in the orchard. I'm gonna take you up there later. We got some chainsaw work to do. And basically, I'm gonna show you what I'm referring to when I'm talking about how it could potentially be disastrous for the crops this year. Oh, duck eggs galore now. Yes, lots of beautiful duck eggs. Hello, ducks. Look at Molly just sitting there waiting for a duck egg. I know, you want a duck egg, don't you? That's a good amount of duck eggs, eh, guys? But really, to be truthful, this is 3 days worth of duck eggs. So yeah, it's kind of a full dirty duck egg basket, but it's 3 days. It hasn't been that cold. It's been really warm, but today the temperature dropped. It's supposed to be cold for the next week or so, and that's why it's such a concern up in our orchard what's been going on. So it'll be interesting to see, and a good learning for me too, as to what the potential hazards are when trying to build your own personal permaculture orchard. Billy, hold on. Hold on, Billy. Hold on. Let's go. Over here. Over here. You didn't finish your food from yesterday, huh? Okay. You didn't even finish your dinner from yesterday. What are you doing? Hi, piglets. You guys okay over there? You want to go outside? Bubby. Bubby, you want some duck eggs? I know you do. Hey, you want some of these duck eggs, bud? Here. Here you go, buddy. I know you like duck eggs. I know you do. See that? Your nose is so strong, you can just break it, eh? Get Bobby some fresh air today, too. He's liking those eggs, though. Look at him go. Bobby's so hairy, eh? Like, look at the hair. He's a stud muffin. Okay, piglets, I got some food for you. You want this food? Are you guys weaned yet? Here. Are you guys weaned yet? I'm going to sell you guys soon, okay? I need to make some money. You cost me too much. What are you doing over there? You scared? Come on and get some breakfast. Come on. You know me, don't ya? Calm down. There's enough food for everybody. You don't need to hit each other in the head. You guys are bad. You're naughty. Okay, I'm gonna open the door. You guys are little Speedy Gonzaleses. Okay, who wants to go outside? Anybody? You don't want to finish your breakfast, huh? Well, Billy's still working on those eggs. You can see Billy has lifted off this little piece of a concrete here. Part of the trouble in this old antique barn is that I think the cement floor is not very good cement, or maybe it's too old and it's just falling apart, because inside here it's all like coming off, and inside here it's all coming off. Really, what needs to be done in the future is to dig all this out and then pour a new cement floor in here. But that's not something I'm going to be taking on now. It's too much money. But I think eventually, if some more animals are in the plans, I'll probably cut a hole in the wall and then go outside and have like an extension of the barn outside, you know, maybe like another 10 or 12 feet of a barn. And then whatever animals in there, like a goat or something, they could be in that pen and they can access the hayfield. So that's kind of a future plan in that regard. Need me to break those shells, Mama? There you go. Piglets came back in for their breakfast. They were just waiting for me to leave. They're butting heads though, so they're getting old enough that they're gonna start fighting for their food. Look at Fozzie. He's under the cat house there. Look at him. You see him over there? He's just relaxing. I've only ever seen Fozzie on 2 different occasions catch something. Both of them, he caught a chipmunk on both times, and he ate it. He ate the whole thing. Fozzie is really the only barn cat who will eat his entire kill, and he'll literally eat it within like 1 or 2 minutes. It's disgusting to see, actually. But you know, I've seen when another cat comes up with a kill and he's around, he'll kind of come close to the other cat and wait for the cat to drop it and then grab their kill. So he kind of steals the other cat's kills, believe it or not. Look, he's under the tractor now. Fozzie! There's Dexter too. Maybe he'll come over here because I'm calling him now. Fozzie! Dexter! Let's see, which flock we're going to let out into the chicken yard today. There's a bit of a wind today. It gets a little bit cold on your cheeks. But I mean, it's still no snow, so that's still pretty amazing. You guys want to come out? Some of you guys have suggested that I keep 1 or 2 of the cats in the chicken house overnight, and it'll help to catch whatever mice or rats are in. And I have done that in the past, but it's still just a little bit cold. You know, I'm gonna have to bring their heated water bowl in here. I'm gonna have to bring their heated beds in here. I don't want to have to do all that. So I'm just going to wait until it gets a little bit warmer, and then I'll do something like that. There's definitely something digging in here too. Look, they're digging underneath there. So that's probably a rat doing that, because a mouse wouldn't make that big of a mess. Oh yeah, I know, Red. How come you're not catching the rat for me? Let's see what we got for eggs today. Oh, a little small one. Okay, that's a bunch of eggs today. That's good. That's a good sign. The chickens are coming around. A little bit more sunlight and they all happy to start laying. How about the barred rock? Ooh, they laid one egg in the nesting box. I always like when they lay in the nesting box. They haven't laid any in here yet, but now I've let them outside, so we'll see. Maybe they'll come back in to lay a little bit later. You guys gotta lay me a couple eggs too, you know. Come on. Dexter, come here, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Don't worry about Olive. He won't hurt you. Come on. Fuzzy. Oh, buddy, I know. Where's all the rest of the crew? I'll have to give some pets to my man Dexter once in a while. Fozzie too. He's always hanging around. Love these cats. Love these dogs. I love this farm. I love this life. Okay, let's head up to the orchard and I'm going to show you what potential disaster I'm talking about here. I see Fozzie down there. I got my girl Olive. My girl Molly's over here. I wonder if we can get Mr. Dexter up here. Oh, who's that by the house? Is that Dexter? Dexter! Yeah, Dexter and Maggie side by side. Dexter! Maggie! That's as close as I can get. They're guarding the house. And I see Fozzie's coming over too. He's crying. Fozzie! Dexter! Dexter! Dexter, come here, bud. Dexter! Hey, Fozzie. Dexter, come here, bud. Dexter, up here. Dexter! Come on up here, bud. Come on up here, bud. Good boy. Good boy. You're my pal. You're my pal. Okay, Fuzzy. You came all the way here to see me, huh, buddy? Thank you. Thank you for keeping me company. Okay? Thanks, buddy. So, our orchard, it's basically starting from where the goose caboose is, and it extends all the way up to where that far fence is. Now I've put a temporary netting, like a poultry netting, in this particular area here. That's this flimsy white netting right here. And it basically, this keeps the ducks and the geese in this section. They've never flown over the fence, because really they can only fly like a couple feet off the ground. They can flutter. So that's our system for helping to maintain our orchard as we keep our ducks and our geese free-ranging out here every day. This particular area right here is somewhat flat. The majority of the property is on a hill, and then there's the mountain up there. And in this orchard we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really old apple trees. Now these apple trees are biannual, you know, they give us fruits only every other year. So I don't suspect they'll be giving us fruits this year, because last fall we had an incredible apple harvest, the best apple harvest we've had at the farm so far. And then we got pears, plums, peaches, and cherries scattered throughout this orchard. This thing here, I don't even know what it is. It might be an apple tree that was really old and then it died, so I need to kind of pull that down and remove the roots. Then we got this cluster of trees right here. This is some kind of oak, and it's in a really bad spot. I'm going to start taking that down right now, because I don't want it there, and it's just kind of a waste in the orchard here, blocking sunlight and things like that. I fill these up every day for the ducks and the geese, and I mean, it's not like an extraordinary amount of work, but it might be nice if there was a way for me to just let the ducks go out into the orchard and they would already have their own water there. And that's where a duck pond comes into play. So now here's what I'm thinking. I got this tree and this tree right here. I can't remove that because those are like antique. I'm not going to lose those. But then we got this is a, I think it's a Bartlett pear. anyways, half of it died. There's only half of it living, so I don't know. I'm going to remove that and try to plant it somewhere else. I'm going to take these 2 trees down here, and then I think this little area right here, this little flattened area that's really close to the garden, I'm going to turn this into a duck pond. It's not going to be a huge pond. The one concern I have with a duck pond is the amount of junk that'll accumulate in the bottom of the pond, and I'm talking about their poop, because ducks are poopy. Potential little duck pond would be right where the garden is, and there'd be a way to just simply pump out the water and use some of that incredible fertile water watering the garden. So that's kind of the plan. So I want to just get prepared before the grass starts getting thick, and you know, just to get a head start, because we have this no snow situation. Okay, that was easy. It's not too hot yet either, so it's nice to do that kind of work right now. But it's just little skinny trees, you know, all in a little cluster. And I left a bunch of the stump up, you know, about 18 inches or so, because I got to get my neighbor. I already talked to him. He's going to come over. I don't know if he'll let me drive it or if he'll have to do it, because honestly, I don't have a lot of experience in a mini excavator. But he can just show me. I mean, I'm hoping that I can get a little bit of experience on it. I'd like to get these stumps cleared up, and then his mini excavator can help dig my little mini pond. That'll be pretty cool. The only thing with having a little duck pond here on our property is in this entire area of Oromodonte and Muskoka and Wasaga, it's all sand. So you basically have about a foot of topsoil, and after that it's like brown beach sand. So you can't just dig a hole and it'll collect water. It's impossible. The drainage rate is just too fast. So I'm gonna have to get a liner, which it's okay too. I mean, it's not gonna be that big, so it's not gonna be that expensive, but I think it'll be a fun spring project. And then whenever I'm bringing the ducks out every day, I can just leave them. They have water sitting there. That'll be a lot easier for me, and maybe happier for them to swim around in and whatnot. Yeah. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about, how this, basically, the weather that we've been having could be disastrous on our farm. The past couple of years I've been studying and learning a lot about orchards and trees and whatnot, and the weather really does affect it in the springtime, because the weather has been so warm. And what happens when there's many days consistently of warm weather, the tree sends the signals to the buds to start blooming. And this is not good when you're in the early spring like this, because if the buds start blooming and then all of a sudden it gets cold again, all it takes is a little bit of frost and all those fresh blooming buds will just die. And then you won't get any crops that year at all. This is one of the apple trees that we planted here. And let me show you. So basically, Let me try to zoom it in here. So you can see the bud is somewhat swelling. You know how it's starting to get a little hairy, and you can see it's getting bigger. So they're not out yet. We still have time, but really what we want at this time is for the weather to stay cold. We don't want the weather to get warm too fast and then get cold. That'll be disastrous. See, this is a pear tree right here, and look at the buds. They're all swollen. Fuzzy, what are you crying for, bud? Nobody's around, it's just you. I don't see anybody. Look, there's nobody here. Oh, that's not true. The dogs are down there. Olive, Molly, come here. Olive, come. Molly, come. Okay, don't scare Fozzie. Good girl. Olive, come here. Sit. Good girl, huh? I didn't say sit on my foot. You're sitting right on my foot. You left your sister behind, eh? Oh, there's Dexter. Olive is so much more obedient than Molly. Molly, you know, she's got like a mind of her own. She basically thinks that she's the queen boss of the farm, and I, the farmer, have no authority. You gotta love her though. Okay, you wanna play ball in the orchard? Ready? Molly, you take your time coming over to me, huh? You just take your time like you're the boss. Oh, you're gonna pee in my orchard? You okay? You sure do take your time coming to see me. When I call you, you should come right away. Yeah. Fozzie and Dexter, they're following me. I'm getting further out into the orchard. This is another apple tree. It has 4 apples on it. I just bought this at the Home Depot. But it also is getting these swollen blooms. You know, look at that. Dexter, come here, bud. Hey, buddy. This apple tree is just getting slightly swollen buds. Just slightly. This here is one of the black walnuts. Look at it. It's almost ready to open. But it's not open yet. Just not yet. But almost. It's very concerning though. If we get some more warm days and then cold, boom. Dexter, stay here. Okay, that's too far. That's too far, you guys. So if any of you folks can take anything away from this farm vlog style video, is that if you have a few trees, check them because of this warm weather. So check them to see if the little buds are coming out, if they're opening. Because if they are, and then you're going to be getting some cold weather, the buds are just going to die and you will not get any fruits that year. So I don't know if there's a way to cover them, you know, if you get like a big bag or a tarp or something. We have 44 trees, so I can't do that. That's like, I just can't. But if you have like 1 or 2 trees, maybe you could do that. Sure, I got a big mess to clean up there, but you guys don't need to see that. But a little duck pond is something to look forward to. It's not going to be that big. Maybe I'll just make it 20 feet or so. I have built 1 koi pond in my life. It was my previous home. I had a 10 by 4 foot koi pond, and we did have koi in there and stuff like that. And it was a pretty fun experience, and I learned a lot building that pond. So I mean, I'd like to think that I can carry some of that experience over and build my own duck pond. It doesn't have to be that fancy. It just needs to hold a bunch of water. But you know me, I like going all out and getting things done, overbuilding and making things look like state of the art. So stay tuned for that, okay? It's been fun as usual hanging out with you folks. Drop any comments in there of what you think of the video, and we'll see you on the next episode, okay? I'll be ready for you.